Do we have Jocelyn Keith Asante?
Just give me a moment to check here.
Yes, you
Ms. Asante.
do.
Perfect. We do have her, Chair.
Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Jocelyn Keith Asante, and I'm here representing the Calgary Alliance for the Common Good. As a committee member to the Alliance Truth and Reconciliation Research Action Team, I will begin with some pertinent history of policing in Canada in honor of upcoming National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. When settlers began arriving in Canada, they needed to be protected, so the Northwest Mounted Police were formed. Their primary directive was to protect the settlers, stolen land, and resources from the savages. Northwest Mounted Police grew to the RCMP. RCMP training is the template for all local police training across Canada. The biases against Indigenous is built into training of all police officers, including Calgary City Police. Indigenous peoples are more likely to be killed by police with a ratio of 10-1, despite the overall Indigenous population being less than 10% of the total. We are asking the Calgary Police Commission to request a specific budget line item in the upcoming CPS budget for the Indigenous Hub. This ensures that the Indigenous Hub receives the funding it needs for its important work. Number of Indigenous peoples in Alberta, 6.5%. Indigenous women incarcerated in Edmonton Jail, 65%. Indigenous men incarcerated in Edmonton Jail, 60%. We continue to ask for additional Indigenous liaison officers until we have one for each district across the city. As the way of fulfilling the CPS's commitment to the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls calls for Justice 9.4, specifically 2. Specialized Indigenous policing units are to lead the service's efforts in community liaison work, community relationship building, and community crime prevention programs within and for Indigenous communities. Will the Commission support this? It is recognized that when Indigenous liaison officers build relationships with Indigenous communities in each district, there is less need for frontline police to police them. In addition, these relationships will support the major crimes, murdered and missing Indigenous persons unit address these cases, which are 40% of all their cases, not only faster, but to solve them. We are inviting Chief Neufeld, Deputy Chief McClellan, and her team to join us for the Calgary Alliance November 3rd Action Assembly at 7 p.m. We have directed emails to them with further information on this invitation. At the Assembly, we will be discussing the importance of the 2 requests above and asking for a commitment from CPS on these requests. The Mayor and City Council will attend this Assembly at Temple B'nai Tikva at 7 p.m. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question, and I'll turn it over to the service if you would like to respond to that.
Thanks very much, Chair, and thanks for the question, and thanks for the invitation. Yes, we will be there on Monday the 3rd, my team and I. So we continue to have these conversations. We continue to work with our Indigenous relations team and work towards the support that we have continued to be advocates for with respect to our partnerships and the work that we're doing with our Indigenous partners. So as we know, the reality is with our staffing crisis and the amount of members that we're able to deploy currently on the street obviously has an impact on this request, but we continue to seek out other methods and other ways so that we can support our partners, and we will continue to have these conversations.
Thank you very much.